Hi, everybody. Suzanne Shirley, Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, here tonight on live with the amazing Eric Johnson of Teamzy. I am so excited that this is his Teamzy. This is his recording. He's letting me introduce you guys because I invited everybody to come on. I invited lots of different teams. Some of them will make it. Some of them will not. Some of them will watch the playback because this is the summer and people are busy. But what I wanted to do before I actually introduce Eric was tell a little bit about my story while we're here, why we're here, and what I think about Teamzy and what I think about Eric, which is pretty much in the stratosphere, if you ask me. Here's where I was last October. I was at a place where, I got to a rank where a six-figure income in our company with a sales approach. I'm great in front of people, one-on-one. I'm great on the phone. I'm great in person. Once someone is really interested, I'm totally great. I mean, very, very warm. I can sponsor just about anyone. However, over Messenger, talking to people over Messenger and trying to get them interested, which is where people spend most of their time nowadays. They don't want to get on the phone. They are too busy. They don't want to go meet you for coffee. They just want some quick information. They want a quick little convo, see what something's about. And, it's an art. It's an art learning how to talk to somebody where there's not a sales approach. And I knew there had to be a way to do it. But I just never could figure out a way to do it. And I've listened to jewel after diamond after diamond in our company. And there's so many of them that I respect. But it's still what we hear is a sales approach. And if I'm going to be in this business for the rest of my life, which is what I have left my teaching career for, I knew that I could no longer get to the point where I was comfortable sending that, hey girl, I just know you've seen my Plexus posts. I would love to share with you what I do. I know you'll be so blessed about my business and you'll be so blessed by our products. And I just did not want to even think about sending another message like that. In fact, when I think about it, how many people have actually joined me when I've done that? Big zero, except for my closest friends. The rest of them unfriended me, ignored me, said, Suzanne, I appreciate it, but no. I mean, I got nothing but no, or ignore, okay, or unfriend, which is the worst. You don't want to burn bridges. Okay, what else was going on? So that was going on. The second thing was I was disorganized. I had notebooks everywhere filled with names, lists. I had my budget next to a team drawing, a team promotion that was going on, information about what was going on with a 7-day challenge, whatever. It was all mixed up together. I couldn't remember whose list, what name was where. I was letting people fall through the cracks. I was not efficient with follow-ups. Nothing was working with me with that. Okay, so what happened? A friend of mine introduced me to Teamzy. She kept bugging me. She's like, and she's not even on our team. She kept saying, Suzanne, you got to try this. You got to try this. It's changed everything for me. I love it. And I'm like, okay, when I get time. And I finally did get time. I downloaded the free 30-day trial. I uploaded my friends. I took a whole weekend. I uploaded my friends list to it. I sat down. I got everything situated, and I slammed a power hour in 30 minutes. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because I watched the training that Eric had done with a different team before. And I said, you have got to be kidding me. It's that simple. And then when I was sold on the product, which by the way sells itself, which by the way is worth the $29.99 that you're going to pay every month, free the first 30 days without a credit card. I'm already selling it, Eric. I don't make a dime saying all this, but I am telling you something right now. If you're not in with Teamzy, I mean, I hope you have a good organization situation, but it's worth it because what you're going to do is you're going to get a full tax. It's a tax write-off. And if you sign up for a year, you save, I think, 2 months worth. He'll tell you all about that later. But okay, so what is the other thing I want to talk to you about? Boot camp. Are you looking at me? I'm looking right into the camera. Boot camp is amazing. Eric, through his business, saw that people needed some training on relationship marketing that were in Teamzy. He does Teamzy with all these different companies, right? But people need help with relationship marketing because all we know how to do is sell and have that sales approach. And you know, guys, Eric is so great at relationship marketing. He's a whiz. He's been practicing it. He's got this huge experience in real estate, and he's got a huge experience. He went to the top of his company in Beachbody, which I have so much respect for. And you know, now he just wants to make people's day in real time with his own business. He's trying to make our businesses better, make them more proficient, make them more successful, more profitable. And I'm telling you, the boot camp that he does has changed my life. It's changed everything about, and I was reluctant to bring it to all of you and to my team until I was proficient, until I started to master some of the things that he was talking about. And I started to get bold eventually and started to talk to more people the way he was telling us to do. So I'm telling you, the next boot camp starts, I think, somewhere in September. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to let him give you the details about it, but you've got to sign up for it. Right now I'm in the second one. I've signed up for the second one, and I'm thinking about doing the third one. Why? Okay, here's why. It's changed everything. Number 2, it holds me accountable. Number 3, what you do in July, August, and September is going to be directly correlated what happens into October, November, and December. I'm not kidding you. I've got people that are talking to me now that are saying, Suzanne, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. You're so kind. When I do join, it's going to be with you because you just are so sincere. You care about me. It's obvious. I've never gotten messages like that before, okay? I'm telling you, Eric is the bomb. I can't wait for him to give this presentation. He's amazing. I just think you guys are going to love him. And I want you to hear every word that he's going to say. And I just couldn't say anything more because I'm just like elated. Eric is amazing. So Eric, take it away and I'll mute myself.
Wow. That's what you call an introduction, everybody. Wow. Okay. So now I just got to live up to those expectations, right? It's all good. Well, I'm glad to be with you guys tonight. My name is Eric Johnson, creator of Teamzy, CEO of the company. I'm thrilled to be with you guys. Here's what we're going to do tonight. I have a lot that I'm going to teach you in a short amount of time. I know a couple of people on here are familiar faces. So for you guys, you'll get to go deeper. For you guys, it's the first time seeing me. I'm going to overwhelm your senses, and it's okay. It's going to feel like sipping water from a fire hose. So get your notepads out and get ready to take notes. I'm going to give you guys first some training on relationship marketing. Okay, I want you to understand the philosophy that Teamzy's built upon. And then I'll take you in the tool, show you how easy it is to set it up, and I'll show you how to crush a power hour. Okay, there's 3 things I want you to understand about Teamzy at the get-go. The first is it's based around the idea that you can do all of your income-producing activities in less than 1 hour a day, no matter how big your team grows. Okay, I want you guys to know that and believe it. We've had more than 70,000 people use the system now, and it works. The second thing I want you to know is it's based on relationship marketing. Suzanne crushed that point for me. Thank you. It's based on relationships. I'm going to explain that as we go. It's not based on the go for no, find them, fleece them, and forget them strategy that was developed in the 70s that we're still being taught. Okay. And the third thing is you need to understand is it's a system you follow so you always know what to do next. Okay. It's a system you follow so you always know what to do next. And on the flip side of that, it's so easy to duplicate. It's super easy to duplicate. Okay, so you guys ready? So first let's jump into some relationship marketing fun. Hold on, let me make sure I have it open. I was telling you guys it was literally going nuts in here a minute ago. All right, here we go. I got it. All right. This is what I want to talk to you about first. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay, so I've got 2 hashtags that I use a ton, and you guys can use them now that you're part of our Teamzy family. One is hashtag power hour boss, which you're going to be at the end of this call. And the other one is hashtag make someone's day mindset. We'll get into that one a little bit later. You ready? So a little bit about my backstory. Even though that was such an amazing introduction, I don't know if I even need to do this, but I just want you guys to know my background. I come from the background of business coaching and consulting. I've been helping people build their business for going on 16 years. And I've been focusing on how to build by relationship, the system that Teamzy is based on. I fell into network marketing by accident, probably like a lot of you. I found some products that helped me. I lost 60 pounds in 90 days and got fit and healthy, and it changed my life. And I was just sharing what I was doing with people because people were asking me. And I ended up realizing it was an amazing business opportunity eventually. Literally, my wife smacking me in the head saying, "Dummy, you're selling tens of thousands of dollars of this product and not getting paid." So I finally figured it out. But once I realized there was a business opportunity as a business consultant, as a coach, first thing I did was I looked at it objectively and said, okay, if I want to be successful, I need to leverage my time and be efficient with it and be effective with it. And I knew what I needed to do. And so I started looking for tools that would help me leverage that time. See, in other industries, they already have tools like this. Maybe not like this. They're way more complicated and cumbersome, but they're there at least. In our industry, there wasn't anything. Well, that's not true. There were a couple of things, but they were just like those other tools, overcomplicated, ugly, the kind of software that you hate to use, right? And so, and they certainly weren't based on relationships. So we built it. That's kind of how Teamzy came to be. It was a need. There wasn't anything like it, so we built it. All right, let's jump back into relationship marketing. So I just want to first talk about this a little bit, because when people hear the term relationship marketing, most people think it means selling stuff to your friends. Anybody think that's what it meant? Most people think that's what it means, and it's not. Now, your friends, as you build relationships, will probably be delighted to try your products, but that's a different story. See, relationship marketing is about building relationships as your marketing strategy. Does that make sense? But I want you to have a mindset shift, because so many people, especially in our industry, they say, well, that's all well and good. I get this message, by the way, every 3 days. My upline likes that I'm doing this, but she's concerned that it's too passive and I'm not going to get any results. And I think the concern is this. People think, oh, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to like put our arms around our people and love them and sing Kumbaya with them, and it's going to be great. And by the way, you might do that. That's okay. That's acceptable. That's within the realm of what I'm going to teach you tonight. But I want you guys to know, as business owners, that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. There's lots of different marketing systems you could apply in your business. Relationship marketing just happens to be the easiest, the most fun, and the most effective, just so you know. Now, why am I telling you this? Because you need to have a mindset shift. Your business is not marketing Pink Drink and all the other amazing products you guys have. That's not your business. You're in the lead generation business. Okay? You are in the lead generation business. Sorry, my slideshow craps out on me all the time. There it is. You're in the lead generation business. And that means no matter how busy you are in your day, if you're not doing the activities that will generate new business for you, you're not building your business. Does that make sense? And it's a mindset shift. The good news is I'm going to show you how ridiculously easy it will be to do that every day with Teamzy as we go. Okay, next principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. You're in the lead generation business. In other words, you meet new people so that you can develop and deepen relationships with them. Really, that's the business model, right? All the people you know and all the people you're meeting, you're deepening relationships with them. And if that's your focus, you'll have a huge business. Now, there's some nuances and there's some skills that you need to learn along the way to really make that effective in the system, but that's it. And it's so rewarding. I'll show you guys as we do that. So what we do with these relationships is we turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. We turn our relationships into advocates. Now look, our industry teaches us that we need to turn them into customers or ambassadors, right? But your goal, guys and gals, I say guys a lot. I want you to know I mean everybody, okay? I'm from California. Our goal is to turn them into advocates. When we create an army of advocates, we'll have plenty of ambassadors. We'll have plenty of customers. Advocates are worth more. Advocates are worth more. And it's so easy to get people on your passion mission. It's much easier to get people a part of your mission than it is to get them to buy, and it's worth more. Okay, and so hopefully you guys will get some of these nuances as we go. We turn them into advocates. Now, traditionally what we do is we alienate, frustrate, and damage our relationships in search of those customers and ambassadors. True? In this system, instead, those people who aren't interested right now, we're working as turning them into advocates. Okay. Principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Okay, you have to be 100% trustworthy, and a lot of the tactics right now that are being used in our industry are not trustworthy tactics. And when people discover them, now you've violated the trust agreement. How hard is it to rebuild trust when you violated it? So hard. Isn't it easier to build trust from zero than it is to come back? Yeah, totally. Relationship marketing depends on trust. But here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun. If someone trusts you even just a little bit, you can get right to helping them. You don't have to convince or sell. You just help. Also, trust takes the ickiness away from the process. How many of you guys you never want to be the icky salesperson? Right? Or you feel icky when you see one coming your way. It cracks me up, by the way, when professional network marketers get turned off by professional network marketers. That cracks me up because none of us like it. A lot of times we'll do, like Suzanne said, we'll do what we know we don't like because we feel like we need to do it. But I'm telling you, with trust, there's no ickiness. Also, you get to go for yes. Instead of this go for no idea where you're throwing your friends and family over your shoulder like a dead body when they say no and churning on, you're going for yes. You're just going for yes, okay? So how do you build trust? I'm going to share with you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Some of you are like, when is he going to show us Teamzy? Trust me, all will be revealed, but this will help you guys really understand the system and its simplicity. So here are the 4 essential ingredients. I'll go through them quickly, then I'll break them out for you guys. Number 1 is chemistry. Number 2 is character. Number 3 is competence. I'm repeating them for you so you can write them down. Number 4 is consistency. Okay, consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. 4 essential ingredients. All right. So let's start with chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Put simply, it's very hard to do business with someone you don't like. True? Yeah. So you got to find common ground. And you guys get this, right? I don't need to go deep into this. But my caution for you guys and your teams, because we live on social media in this business. Social media is social media, by the way, for a business owner, social media is your marketing channel. It is not your personal social media. There's no such thing. You are your brand. So talk about chemistry, common ground. You need to be careful. Don't talk about where you're different. Talk about where you're similar. Okay? Everyone else does that. You need to find where you're similar with people. Find the common ground because what you have, you can help everybody. Okay, number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Wow, that's probably a different definition than you guys have ever heard, right? Here's the thing about character. It's not something you have, it's something you do. Okay, character is not something you have, it's something you do. And it's one of these things, we have all of these really important attributes in human relationships we think are things, like character. Another one is love. Both of those are actions. You can't have character. You can't feel love. Love is something you do. Character is something you do. Does this make sense? So when we get ourselves all twisted up and offended if somebody questions our integrity, you need to understand, why would they know your character if you haven't shown them your care? Does this make sense? Okay. Number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. In other words, can you help me? I've got all kinds of issues with my health. Are you competent enough to help me? Can you help me get the right products to get started? Can you get me a plan together? Can you help me? Are you competent? Number 2, are you a good business person? Now, if I want to join your team, do I believe you can mentor me in this business? there's two pieces to it for us. Make sense? Now, real quick on this. Anybody new? Do you have any new people on the call? I see a few faces. The faces that I only see 5, look like seasoned pros. But if you're new, okay, so for the new people, sometimes new people think, okay, I don't really have this confidence yet. And often you hear people tell you, just fake it. Just fake it till you make it. Man, I heard that so many times in so many jobs growing up. Just fake it till you make it, you know? And in real estate, which is the industry I come from, it's even worse. You know, people will buy a Mercedes Benz to drive clients around, and they will sleep in it because they can't afford a house. You know, fake it till you make it. Here's the thing I want you guys to know. Don't fake it. Remember, it's about trust. You don't need to fake it. You need to be genuine. You need to be authentic. If you're new, great. Lean into your team. Hey, I'm new, but I am a one text message away from every answer from the most knowledgeable person in the industry on this. Oh, you suffer from this? I know somebody who's dealt with that. Let me text them. Right? You join our team. We will plug in. My team has the most amazing leaders that we're going to plug right into the training program. It's set up. They even bring the Teamzy guy in to train us. This is the team where it's at. Lean into your team. So if you're new, don't fake it. Lean into your team's competence. Okay? Brag about them. Teach your new people to lean into yours, leaders. Okay? No faking. So just remember, first of all, people know when you're faking, especially when you're talking to your relationships. They've seen you put your pants on backwards. They know you're faking. Okay? So lean into, let them know who you're connected to. Okay? Chemistry, character, competence. These are things to keep in mind as you're connecting with people, when you're having genuine conversations with them. These are the important pieces to build trust. Make sense? Number 4 brings it all together. We'll get there in a second. First, I want to give you one more principle. Hold on, my thing froze up on me again. Here we go. And that's this. When people are going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? I call these heart questions because they ask them in their heart, right? For those of you guys who like to be really scientifically minded, you can call them subconscious questions. People don't actually think these, but they feel them. And when you get an all objections stem from these. Okay? So, do you need to overcome objections? Yeah, actually, it's one of my favorite things to teach on. We're not going to do it today, though. Yes, you overcome objections, but understand, when you have an objection, it's a red flag that says, wow, okay, I need to continue building trust with this person. Okay? Cool. The thing that's amazing, and some of you guys have experienced this, when your trust is built to a certain level, you will never get an objection on anything. And it's, until you've experienced it, it's kind of hard to understand. And I've told people stories where people would message me and say, okay, I need help. Here's a photograph of the front and back of my American Express card. Can you order me whatever you think I need? And let's talk on Monday about what I need to do. And it's like, you're really not supposed to do that, but okay. Right? And I mean, but that's the thing. It's like when people know where your heart is, they know you're here to help, they want the help, then it's just a different ballgame. Does that make sense? Okay. It's all about building trust. So let's talk about number 4, consistency. Consistency. Okay, just by a show of hands, how many of you, when you saw the word consistency, cringed just a little bit? Everything's about consistency, right? Everything that we want to be successful in requires it. But nothing is more important to building trust than being consistent. True? How many of you guys have kids? Everyone I can see has kids. Pretty important to be consistent, right? Yeah. The thing about consistency is, and I love this principle. Of course, when I don't play with it long enough, I have to come in and come out. Here we go. Just bear with me, guys. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. This is why they trust you when you're consistent. They have such a respect for it. And it's attractive to them. What's cool about being consistent is it builds trust and it attracts people to your team. They want to be with you. This is what Suzanne was describing when she said, people said, when I do join, it will be with you. Because they want to be part of what she's doing. Does that make sense? How many of you have ever been told that you are inspiring to others? Has anyone told you that? I know it's a little uncomfortable to admit that, it's like, but it's kind of weird when they say it, right? Like, you're an inspiration, you're so inspiring. This is what's inspiring: consistency. They see you being consistent. Wow, I want that in my life. That's inspiring. This is it. You don't have to leap from tall buildings to be an inspiration. You just got to be consistent in a few things. So, by the way, this principle is lifted from one of my favorite books, which I'm going to refer to you guys to read. It's called Influence, okay, by Bob Cialdini. Great book. Great book. He also has a TED Talk on the same topic. If you are a more visual learner, you get at least one book recommendation every time you talk to me. At least one. Okay. So, quick checkup from the neck up, as Zig Ziglar would say. How many of you guys are consistent products of your product? Use your product all the time. Yes, and you do it in front of the world so they know you're doing it. Great. How about social media? How many of you guys are consistent about sharing your story, sharing your journey, sharing what's going on? Okay, good. That's great. So the real checkup is the question on the screen. Are you as consistent with your relationships? This is it. Right? Because a lot of times, and I'll be honest, when I started my network marketing business, I leaned into social media way too much. I had spent a lot of years building relationships. I had built trust already for a decade with most of my connections. So I'd put a post up saying, join me, let's do this. And I would get responses, enough responses to get to rank up and get the next thing. And I thought, this is easy. And sometimes we think that social media is going to do it for us. But what you need to understand is this, that people won't actually believe you. Oh, wait, I went right past it. Isn't that so funny? Having technical issues. People won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. I went too far, but you guys get the idea. It's somewhere on here. There it is. What do I mean by this? People won't believe you till they see you. This is the principle. People are watching you on social media. You're like a TV show that they love to watch. They're excited for you. They're glad you're happy. They think it's amazing that you have this new job. I mean, Suzanne, I'm just thinking about all of the teachers that you used to work with that see you doing this stuff and think, wow, it's so cool that she's doing it, right? They're not all on your team yet, right? Yeah, they're watching you on TV. Some of them are, so this is true for everybody. And you do a post and you get, if you do a post with 100 engagements, that's a home run. But how many friends do you actually have on Facebook? It's a small percentage. And the thing is that people think what you're doing is amazing, but they don't believe you're inviting them personally. And why should they? They haven't heard from you since high school. You're certainly not talking to them, right? It comes down to connecting with people, guys. Relationship building is a contact sport. You need to be in contact with people. One-on-one. Here's the principle I want to talk to you, and then we'll jump into Teamzy. This is an important one, though, so I'm just going to spend a minute on this. Whoops. Man, I really am having troubles today with my excited little mouse finger. Clicking it too fast. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Do you guys all write that one down? Okay, I'm just going to give you a quick example on this, and then we'll jump into Teamzy, and I'll show you how you can do it en masse, super easy. How many of you, actually, let me see your faces, not mine. And those of you guys who have your cameras off, I'm looking at you now, turn them on. All right, so how many of you have ever received a great card from somebody you care about? And in the card was a handwritten message that had an emotional connection to you. Anybody ever get a card like that? Let me see who's married. Hopefully it's the same hands. They're in trouble. Okay, you receive a card like that and you open the card and it's like, wow, that really touched me, right? Anybody a total baby like me? Like, I really get into it. My wife's like, you're such a baby. She writes me a nice card. I'm like, thanks, babe, I love it. Once you've read a card like that, what do you do with it? How many of you are able to just go, that was nice, and then throw it in the trash can? Does anyone throw those in the trash can? Do you guys have a spouse that's like, when are you going to get rid of all these cards? But you just can't do it, right? and they've got their secret stash somewhere else, out in the garage or something. Here's the thing though, people hold on to cards because they're so meaningful. They're really hard to throw away. True. In fact, when people pass away, often what's most treasured by their family are the letters and cards that they've left behind. True. In fact, I have a special one that my wife wrote me 10 years ago. She doesn't know this, but I'll tell you guys. She never watches my trainings this far in, so she won't get to this, right? She wrote me a special note 10 years ago. I keep it in my Bible. So if anything happens to me, I know my kids will find it and know how much she loves me. Isn't that cool? Because that's one of the first things that people will get is your Bible. So if you have one really good one, you put it there. But people won't throw them away. Now, here's another question for you. I have it right here. Here it is. Has anyone ever received one of these? This is a happy birthday postcard. It's from my insurance salesman. Can you guys see that? It's just a postcard. It's from my insurance salesman. I get one every year. Pretty cool, right? Really nice. Wishing you the best. It looks like handwriting, but it's not really. Now, do you guys get one of these from the dentist or the chiropractor, whatever? Now, do these get to go in the special place? Do you save these forever? Are these going to be in your Bible for your kids to find? How many of you throw these away without any challenge whatsoever? Just chuck them right in the trash. Yeah. Oh, that was nice. Chuck them in the trash. Why does this have no value? It's a card, right? It took no time. No time was invested in this. No time was invested, so it has no value. Does that make sense? Meanwhile, the card that somebody took some time to write you, undivided attention. Are you able to play with Facebook and do that at the same time? No way. Undivided attention. It shows caring, giving people time. Now, do you need to be writing handwritten cards and letters to people all day long? No. However, you should do it whenever you have an opportunity, especially to your team. Oh my gosh, they'll keep it forever. I could tell you 10 stories on people saving cards for years that I wrote and shocking me. But still, just taking a moment to message somebody one-on-one on Facebook Messenger, to wish them a good day, to connect with them, to make their day. It makes a huge impact, a deep connection. In fact, in our boot camp Facebook group yesterday, I asked people, how are you loving on people today? And people wrote these amazing posts about how they're having deep connections with people by just saying hello. You know, they start with like, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. And they turns into like, you know, I just got out of the hospital, like deep stuff. People need human connection more than ever. And when you do it, you stand out, right? Plus it's incredibly rewarding. Does that make sense? Investing time, connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Do you remember at the beginning of the call what I told you your duty as a business owner was? To deepen relationships. So now I'm telling you how to do it. You invest time and you connect with people. Make sense? Okay, let's jump back in here. And I'm mad at all you ladies who hid behind your cameras that whole time I was looking at you. You're in my doghouse. Okay, one last slide and we'll jump into Teamzy. Here's the thing. This is all well and good. How many of you guys like the philosophy? You're like, you're talking my language. I'm with you. I'm part of this tribe. I want to do my business this way. Great. That's good. I'm glad that's the case. Now, here's the truth, though. The philosophy is not going to help you unless you have a system. Oops, I'm on the wrong slide again. You need a system. You got to have a system to follow, okay? You can't, this isn't a willy-nilly thing. You got to have a system. You got to have a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, all of them, even if you've got tens of thousands, right? You need to know when to contact them, when not to contact them. In other words, don't make me think, just tell me what to do, okay? And know what to say so you don't spend all day trying to think of the perfect message and you end up talking to one person, right? And make sure no one ever falls through the cracks, right? You have to have a system that does all this for you. Now, here's the good news. We're going to show it to you right now. We're going to show it to you right now. You're going to love it. Okay. All right, so now you are looking at the Teamzy dashboard, customized and tailor fit to Plexus. Okay, so you don't have to explain it. You don't have to modify it. You don't have to customize it. You just move right in. You know right where to put everything, okay? We'll take a quick look at the dashboard and then I'll jump in and show you how to set it up. Now, first and foremost, I want you guys to know you can get a free 30-day trial of Teamzy. If you're not already using it, you go to teamzy.com, get a free trial. We don't ask for your credit card or anything. We give you full access for 30 days. Why? Because I believe if you do what I'm going to show you right now in your 30-day trial, you'll have the best month you've had in your business. You'll be sold on relationship marketing and this system and the ease that it gives you in your life. And you'll be part of our Teamzy family forever. That's a win-win for all of us, right? So get in there for 30 days free. Prove me right. Okay? Great. So let's do this. Real quick on here, there's a couple things. Today's activities, this is where you're going to set your goals for the day, right? We'll do that together in a second. Teamzy actually takes your income goal for the year and tells you what to do each day to hit it. You don't even have to think about it. Then we're going to work our power hours right here. This is the power hour section where we have our list of who's up next and where we log it. It's all really simple, okay? So when you get into your first free trial, it'll drop you into the setup wizard. The setup wizard is there to help you set this up. It's for people like me who have no clue how to use technology. Did you see how many times I flailed on the PowerPoint presentation? Seriously, this is the Teamzy guy. He can't even run a presentation on PowerPoint. Yes, that's the Teamzy guy. And aren't you glad? Because if I knew how to use technology, this might be a heck of a lot more complicated. All right, so let me show you how to do this. The setup wizard, if you've dismissed it, you can get to it anytime by clicking this little menu thing right here and clicking setup wizard. Okay, so we'll launch it. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we're going to do three things. We'll set your income goal, we'll help you create your why, and then we'll get all your contacts into Teamzy so that you're organized. No more pads of paper you can't find, spreadsheets you never update. Oh my gosh, shoe boxes full of sticky notes. Somebody told me they did. Who's the shoebox full of sticky notes people? Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing that stuff anymore, okay? Or just going through your Facebook Messenger, talking to the same 20 people. It'll all be in one place, organized, okay? You don't have to think. It'll tell you who to connect with. Okay. Here we go. Set income goal. Just put a number in. I put $150,000 in mine as mine. Okay, so this is the income level you'd like to be at a year from now. Make sense? Just get a number. What's your number? Now, I'm going to show you guys that 150 is less than an hour a day. You can do it in your first year. Brand new. Who's brand new? Or not, let's just not say brand new. Who wants to be at 150 12 months from now? Great. You can totally do this. Okay? You can totally do this. All right. So I put that in. Let's hit continue. Now, Teamzy crunches the numbers. It tells me I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. I said it was an hour a day. I didn't say it was going to be, you wouldn't have to work, right? 4,348 people. Now, I grew up in a small town in New Hampshire that didn't even have that many people. If I connected with that many people, I'd be mayor. I should go back now. I could have that town in a heartbeat. Okay, so anyways, 4,348. Next page is going to break it down for me into bite-sized chunks. So this is the breakdown page. It splits into the three groups: prospects, customers, and ambassadors. Okay, and divides them amongst those. And then it breaks it down monthly, weekly, and daily. So now I have my daily target suggestion, which is to connect with 9 prospects each day, 6 customers each day, and 4 ambassadors on my team each day. Does this make sense? This right here is 15 minutes, 20 minutes work in Teamzy. Now, what do I mean by connect? Do I mean cold invite? Do I mean recruit? Do I mean send them a video link and ask them their opinion? No. I mean connect. Hey, how you doing? The goal with the connect is just to make somebody's day. That's it. It's just to make somebody's day. In many cases, to reconnect because you haven't messaged them ever or in a very long time, right? That's it. So we're going to connect with our prospects. We're going to connect with our customers, and we're going to connect with ambassadors on our team. Okay. Now, these are suggested numbers based on my income goal. Now, if I'm brand new and have no ambassadors, then I'll make that a 0 and I'll add the 4 over to my prospects number. Make sense? If I have no customers, I'll do the same thing. I'll have 19 here and 0s on the other 2 categories to start. You can change these as you go. Make sense? So you can put whatever you want in these boxes. Teamzy will just suggest what you should do based on the income goal. So I actually going to go back to what they said, except I'm going to make that 9 a 10. Anybody a little bit anal? A little OCD? That's me. I couldn't do 19 a day. That would drive me nuts. So I'd have to make it 20. That's just me. All right. So I made it 20. Now the next box here are invites. Okay. Invites are when we're actually talking about the business with somebody who's shown some interest. Okay. So we're going to send them a product. We're going to invite them to coffee. We're going to get them on a virtual event. We're going to get them on a 3-way call. We're going to, I don't know, whatever you want to invite them to. Okay. And the invite is business related. It's not just connecting and having conversation. This is when we're talking about the business. Okay. And then ads. These are just new people we're putting on our list every day. People we're meeting, maybe people you hadn't thought of that you already know that need to get on your list. But the goal is to always be putting new people on your list so that you always have fresh water coming into your business. Okay. Think of your business as a beautiful lake teeming with fish. And if you cut the fresh water input, everything dies. Make sense? There's also got to be a little stream trickling out the back where you're throwing people out that are no good too. For the dirty water. Okay, here we go. Next. Once these are the way you want them, you click continue. Then Teamzy takes these numbers, sets up your dashboard goals based on your income goal. Make sense? You'll all have a customized dashboard goal. Next, finding your why. Okay, this is important. And I have to tell you guys, I've gone through this with my engineers a million times because they look at how long it takes to set up and they think, Eric, you need to take the my why out. Take the my why out, people will get in there quicker, they'll get their contacts in quicker, we'll get a 2% conversion rate increase or whatever. Let me explain to you why my why is part of the Teamzy dashboard and why I'm so passionate about it and why, unfortunately for you, or maybe fortunately for you, you're going to get me talking about it for a few minutes real quick. Here's the truth. 1 out of 2 people in this business quit their first year. 50%. Can you imagine? What would we do if infant mortality rate was 50% in this country? What would happen? But in this business, network marketing is probably the most amazing thing ever because it allows regular people to create a limited income without any startup cost. And you can say, well, I had to buy my kit or whatever. I mean, come on, really? That's not a startup cost. Try starting a real business. You know what I mean? And you're spending that money anyways. You're already buying food. You're already buying products. So that's not a startup cost. What an amazing opportunity it is. And yet 50% fatality rate. Why? Why do people quit? Why do people quit in droves? And you guys work hard to recruit ambassadors and then they quit. Why? Here's the truth. We're no different than those people. All of us are quitters. Wow, Eric is so uplifting. It's true though. We are. We're like water. We go the path of least resistance. Things get hard. We just go a different direction. It's no big deal. We quit. There are exceptions though. Every single one of us has muscle memory of being successful where we've stood our ground and said, no, I'm going to persist through this and I'm going to win. Why? And that's the key because we had a reason. We had a reason. We had a, I will die on this hill reason to persist. And that's why you got to take a couple of minutes to figure out your why. Because here's the thing. Most people come into this like I did, like, okay, sign me up, make a couple extra bucks is great. That's not going to sustain them when times get tough. Does that make sense? And it's not even time. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, the stories that I get of people that they tell me, the illnesses and people going through cancer treatments. I had somebody recently who had a 5-year-old going through leukemia treatments. Like things like that are unbelievable, right? Marriages that fall apart, people lose their jobs, like major things. We had somebody in our boot camp who had a tornado tear the roof off their house in the middle of boot camp. Like that stuff happens, true? But I'm here to tell you, well, having a why will actually help you persist through those major things. But what gets more people out of this business than anything are the 3 threats, the 3 big threats. It's not tornadoes, it's not cancer. It's boredom, procrastination, and a lack of visible results. Boredom, procrastination, and lack of visible results. This is why you need a why, not in case a tornado tears off your roof, but because you're going to get bored one day and not do anything. Does this make sense? How many of you guys have done a workout plan and you've been doing great? And then all of a sudden you're not doing it anymore. Has anybody ever had that happen to you? Did you remember the moment where that happened? No. One day you didn't feel like working out. The next day you had a reason not to. And if it happens 3 days in a row, you're done. The same thing in our business. It's huge. Got to have a why. Now, here's the cool thing about it. You don't need to go to Sedona and get in a sweat lodge and get in touch with your inner child to figure this out. Though you could do that if you want to. It'd be a tax write-off, right? If you do it right. The truth is you already know your why. You already know it. It's right here in your heart. I'm going to just help you draw it out because it needs to be in front of you. Because your heart knows your why, but your brain has to be trained. Does that make sense? So look, my partners and I have been through every training on finding your why that possible. Most people vastly overcomplicate it because they need to fill a book. I'm going to take you through a 5-question process. You can take your team through this process. And at the end, you'll know enough to have a why to drive you forward. You ready? I'm going to take you through my story as an example. Why did you become an ambassador? First question, why did you become an ambassador? I shared a little bit of my story in the beginning. I joined because people were already asking me about it. I was already sending them to the website. I figured I might as well get paid. Deep, right? After that introduction I got from Suzanne, you thought I was going to say, because I wanted to change the world and help people. No, that came later as I figured out what drives me. Does that make sense? And the same may happen for you guys. Next, what do you hope to accomplish? Second question. In my case, I wanted to make $500 a month extra money. That was it. It was a number. I pulled it out of the air. I said, can I make $500 a month, an hour a day? My sponsor said, sure. I said, great, sign me up. Next question, why is that important to you? I wanted to put $500 a month in the bank. That's it. Anybody else motivated by saving money? Now, here's the thing. Like, my sponsor was like, oh, that's great, Eric. He didn't delve deeper. Luckily, I did. See, there's a reason why I wanted to put that money in the bank. Now, when somebody tells you something like that, well, could I make $300 a month? Great. You got to ask them why. What's the reason? What's the motivation? Because there's an emotion. The emotion is what matters, not the explanation. Make sense? I had been a business coach, coaching real estate agents primarily, and also mortgage people. Got into that business too. And it was good. Man, that business was good. It grew like crazy year over year over year over year. In some areas, like where I live, really crazy. And we were all over the country. So we were in all the hot markets coaching people up. Then I think our average growth was like 30% a year for 10 straight years. That's a good business, right? Then what happens at the end of 2008? Does anyone remember the Great Recession? Oh yeah. Brutal. It was brutal. Long story short, I lost my job along with half the country. And I couldn't get another job doing the same thing because that industry disappeared for a full year off the face of the earth. So I had to go figure out a new job after a decade. And I did. By God's good grace, we made it. We made it through the recession. We made, our family was taken care of. But we used up that savings account like that, and we stopped saving. We got into this living paycheck to paycheck existence that so many people go through. Now, most people don't allow themselves to think about how scary that is. It's just life. As somebody who had taught people how to budget their finances and plan their business finances for years, it was terrifying to me because I knew that when you were living paycheck to paycheck with no savings, that if you lose your paycheck, you lose everything. It's terrifying. And having a job when you've just been laid off recently, having a job is no security either. True? How many of you guys have been laid off? Once that happens, now I got like employee of the year a month before I was laid off. See, I always felt like I'll never lose my job because I kick butt. No, it doesn't matter when the economy turns, right? That's also when I was determined to work for myself because I knew that no matter how good I was or how valuable I was, somebody else employing me could let me go for any reason. So I wanted money in the bank because I was terrified of not having money in the bank. Does that make sense? And I couldn't figure out how to save money. It had now been almost 6 years since we had saved a penny. So I'm looking at network marketing opportunity going, oh, maybe this will help me put some money in the bank because nothing else is working. Does this make sense? So now 3 minutes in, I'm starting to kind of hit a nerve. Wait, I lost Teamzy. Here we go. Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? what I really wanted more than anything else was to buy a new house for my family. And it was just felt impossible. But I felt like if I could save money long enough, maybe we could do it. We'd outgrown our home. We have, you know, like so many of you guys, we're blessed. We've got kids everywhere, dogs, like we're just full of life, but we had no room for everybody. I also wanted to come home and work from home. It was not possible. So I thought, well, if I could save some money, I'll buy a new house. Next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Now, I'll be honest. I hate this question. This is like the examining your navel lint type self-introspective stuff that makes me really uncomfortable. Though I also love the process of personal growth work, but I also hate it. So I'm just being honest with you guys. When I got to this question, I struggled with it because I thought to myself, is buying a new home actually meaningful? Is that a meaningful goal, or is it materialism? And I struggled with that. And I started trying to think, okay, how does it make me feel? How does it make me feel? And I kind of had this epiphany. Here's what I realized, you guys. The house was symbolic of my family. The house wasn't what was meaningful. It was symbolic of my family. I felt like if I got a new house, everything would be great. The truth is that it wasn't the house. It was the fact that I wasn't present for my family. And my family, my number one priority, basically I spent my time providing for them, which is how I was raised. Provide for your family, son. But I wasn't present. I never saw them. My kids were growing up and I was completely missing it. And when I looked around, I realized most fathers did miss it, right? And my kids, I would get up in the morning and kiss my kids goodbye. They're still in bed. Go to work. I'd come back in the evening. They had dinner. It wasn't like Leave It to Beaver where we had dinner together. They had dinner without me. I'd come home. They'd be getting ready, you know, and I'd put them to bed. I was the bed guy. And my son at the time was in kindergarten, and he could never remember to call me dad. Like daddy was the third or fourth name. And that's the way parents usually do it. Like we got our kids' names mixed up, but he would get my name because I wasn't around. It was heartbreaking. And I realized something, you guys, that I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to miss my children growing up. I didn't want to wake up 20 years down the road and realize I didn't have a relationship with my wife. And I had this switch flipped in my head. See, 5 minutes earlier, I was thinking about this new business as $500 extra money a month. Now I was looking at my 6-figure salary going, that's my extra money. That's my extra money. This is my life. This is my business. Just these 5 questions flipped that switch for me, you guys. And I thought, this is great. These guys are going to pay me. Most people are, you know, they're like, I'm going to get 6 figures is great. Let me tell you something. 6 figures is nice, but it's not the end all, be all. So I was like, give me that money while I figure out my network marketing business. It's great. Your job is easy. I can just go to work and do it. And then I have the rest of my time to do this. Make sense? So this process, I wrote my first why statement. I'm going to share it with you guys today. Now, what is amazing to me, it's actually mind-blowing. Facebook gives you these little memories. Do you guys get those every once in a while that blow your mind? I got a memory of me doing a video explaining why I was leaving my job to pursue my business and explaining my why. And it was 3 years ago, July. It feels like a million years ago. Isn't that crazy? And it all happened when I wrote my first why statement. I'm going to share it with you guys. It's actually the sample text in your Teamzy account. And this is what I wrote, word for word. My why: to create a life where I'd never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. I wrote this down, and it convicted me. This is why you got to do it. Were there days where I didn't feel like doing Teamzy or connecting with people? Yeah, all the time. Even though I love doing it, there were plenty of times where I just didn't feel like doing it. But I was convicted by this. Okay, Eric, do you want to spend 30 minutes to create a life where you never have to worry about money again, enjoy quality time with your family, be present for your kids on a daily basis, and be healthy and full of energy? Or do you want to blow off 30 minutes and stay stuck in your current reality forever? How powerful is that? it's even more powerful when you share it with your spouse and your success partner and your team and say, here's my why. Because then they go, well, what do you mean you're not doing anything? What about this thing that you said you wanted to do? Now, for me, it was crystal clear. Once this was in front of me, it was like, wow, I need to do this. I need to focus this. And I told my wife, I'm going to leave my job and come home and focus on building the business. She said, you're going to what? I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. It's crystal clear. Now, some of you guys know the story about, how many of you guys know the story of my shed? Does anyone know? I know I can see Sean's face. I don't know if she's actually there because her camera's off. I know she knows the story of my shed. So I had nowhere to work, but I was determined to build my business. So I went to Home Depot and I bought one of those sheds that the ones you put your lawnmower in your backyard, the ones that are full of black widow spiders. Yeah, I got one of those. I put it in my backyard in the dirt. And I called it my shed quarters. My kids called it Daddy's office. I ran an extension cord out there, threw a Mac computer out there. I built a desk from reclaimed lumber and started building my business. I actually have a picture of this. Look at this, you guys. Hold on a second. I just found this the other day. Now I'm showing it every time. I'm like, this is so cool. Here I am in my shed quarters, my backyard. Okay. Building my business. I mean, it was hot. It was sweaty. Look, I got lights. I have cheapo lights so I can do videos, and this is my partner, Mike Lopez, coming over to check out my shed quarters I told him about. And in the background, you can see on that whiteboard back there, I was brainstorming an idea, pitching it to him for a thing called Teamzy. Pretty cool, right? So some of you guys know Mike too. He's one of my business partners in Teamzy. He was my boss for 15 years and one of my good friends. So here we go. There's the shed quarters. Writing the why, I knew what I needed to do. And within 3 months of writing that down, I had left my job full-time in my business. That was 3 years ago. Now I read that why statement to you guys and I think, wow, today is a Thursday and that described today. Pretty cool, right? I need a new why. I need to go deeper. Well, I've got more. I've got a much deeper one now, but you get the idea. And you'll redo that. I recommend a couple things with your why. When you write it in that last box and hit continue, it will publish it to the dashboard of Teamzy. So you can see it every day. So when you log in, read it out loud to yourself. Okay. And then once a year, you're going to go through the process and redo it. Make sense? Okay. Oh, we should actually do some Teamzy here. Let's see. We're almost done setting up. There's one more step. So again, you type something in here and that's going to be on your dashboard. Now, last step, you're going to get your contacts loaded in. Now, if you've already got a team, the first thing you want to do is get your team into Teamzy. Okay. So you're going to import them from Plexus. There's actually a video there on how to do it. If your team is like 3 people, just put them in one at a time. It'll save you a lot of effort. But if you have a large team, you want to import them. If you've got a customer list, you want to get those into Teamzy next. Okay. And then you're going to get your Facebook friends list. This is the coolest thing. That you can export your Facebook friends list and bring it right into Teamzy. Okay, so that you can approach those relationships in an organized way. Make sense? And then anywhere else you have contacts, you can bring those into. So there's a couple of videos here on this page, but there's many more over in Teamzy. You go to the Help Center and you'll find lots of videos on how to do everything. And then you'll also find, if you scroll, for those of you who would rather read instructions, you'll find like written FAQs like this. How to get your Facebook friends, step by step. Okay. If you're completely tech averse like me and you need someone to hold your hand and walk you through one-on-one the process, we'll do that too. Just click the help button down here and send us a message and we'll get you scheduled for that. Okay. So I don't want anybody who's intimidated by technology to allow that to get in the way. We'll help you through that. Once you've moved into your dream home and you've got all the dishes unpacked, now you can get to cooking, right? Okay. Now, there's one more step for setup that I didn't show you. Let me show you really quick and then we'll do our power hour together. Are you guys okay? I know I'm kind of going long. Is everybody cool still? Are you guys getting some good stuff? Okay. Because I haven't even shown you the app yet, but you're going to love it. All right. So the team page over here on the left now, the team page is where this is like your complete CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management System. That's where this is like your electronic Rolodex, right? Everybody lives here. And when you click on a name, you get their full contact record and all their information on the right. Now, when you've done a bulk import, Teamzy is going to bring you to this page and it's going to turn on rank mode, which looks like this. I'm going to turn it on from this menu. Rank mode lets you go down your list and rank people on a 5-star scale. Okay. How many of you guys have ever rated something on a 5-star scale? Yeah, of course. So now we're going to rate people. Actually, no. Sorry, we're rating relationships, okay? For those of you guys who don't like the way that feels. We're rating our relationships, okay? This is important because you do this one time and it helps you prioritize your relationships. You should be spending more time with your best people. Does that make sense? If you don't do this and you have a large list, you may go months without even talking to your best people. You need to do this so you spend more time with your best people. Also, once you've done this once, you never have to think again. You just turn it on Teamzy and it will automatically create your list for the day based on the star ratings you gave people. You never have to think or plan or do anything. You just come in and do it. Literally, you're in your power hour 30 seconds after you've logged on. Okay? So now notice that most everybody's a 3-star. That's because we default them to 3. So you really don't have to rank everybody. You just have to find your 4s and 5s to get started. Make sense? Now let me just explain to you what these mean. A 5-star person shows up every 30 days on your up next list. Okay? They're your best relationships. They're someone who's most likely to become a customer or an ambassador, or they're already on your team. They're already a customer. They're your rock stars. Okay? You're going to talk to them the most. Your mom should be a 5-star, hopefully. Right? People that you're going to talk to the most. Okay, 4-star people. There's somebody that's likely to become a customer or an ambassador with a little bit of nurturing. Okay? 4 stars are really warm relationships. They're not hot, but they're warm. They show up every 60 days. Every 60 days. Okay? 3 stars could go either way. They show up every 90 days. They show up every 90 days. Most people on your list will be 3-star. You'll connect with them 4 times a year. Think about this. People you're not connecting with at all, now you're connecting with them 4 times a year. Where do you think that relationship will be a year from now? Right? Totally different. 2 stars are getting colder. They're every 120 days. Okay? 1 stars are, they never show up on your up next list. They're just in teams. You can look them up if you need them. They're the people that you're not actively searching out. Make sense? Okay, so the 5-star system. So that's how it works. You can change their rank anytime. And when you're on the dashboard, you can even change their rank from this little drop down. Okay? All right, does that make sense? Now we're ready to crush our power hour. I could see Suzanne's face. She's like, oh, I think I need to go back and do some of that ranking stuff. It's okay. It's all good. You never stop getting better at this. That's the cool thing about it, right? Okay, first person on my, so check this out. Here are the goals we set and set up. 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 ambassadors. Remember that? These are my goals for today. Does anyone remember my income goal? 150 grand. Do I think about 150 grand every day? No. What do I think about? 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 ambassadors. I don't have to think about the 150 grand. It's handled. I just need to do my daily activities. Make sense? Keep your focus small so you can grow your business big. Write that one down. Keep your focus small so you can grow your business big. You think about the big stuff, you get overwhelmed. Just look at what you got to do today. That's it. Okay. First person on my list is J. Lisa Swain. So notice on my power hour, let me just walk you through this. Power hour right here in the middle, that's where I'm going to work. I've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, ambassadors, and my follow-ups list. Okay. I'm going to work from left to right. The left side tells me who to connect with. The right side's where I log it in Teamzy. Super simple. Jay's the first person on my list. I'm going to connect with her. The problem is I have no idea what to say to Jay. Anybody relate to that? Maybe I haven't even connected with her in 10 years. Who knows? Maybe never. Maybe she's a Facebook friend and I don't know how she got there. I'm still going to connect. Look, I don't skip anybody. I just trust the system. So here's what I want you to do. I spent a lot of time figuring out how to quickly and easily make someone stay and start a conversation. I put my best scripts in here for you to get you started. Don't even overthink this. Go to scripts right here. I'm going to send her a Facebook message. I'll choose that one. And I'm just going to choose connect number 1. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. I know, how many of you think that sounds too simple? I'm telling you right now, it works like amazing. So I'm going to hit copy script. All right, I'm just going to paste it in here. I'm pasting it in Teamzy so I can edit it. Her name, I have to change it to the correct name, right? I have to put an emoticon on there because I'm crazy about emoticons. With me? All right. So that's why I do it in Teams. I used to do it right in Facebook, but I accidentally sent messages a few times with the wrong names. So now it's ready to send in Facebook. I'm going to copy this. You have to actually send it from Facebook, which I have open up here in a separate tab if you want to do a Facebook message, for example. I'm just going to look up Jay. I like to use Facebook Messenger if I can because it has the best response rate of any form of communication on planet Earth. What's funny is I have a 19, oh, it's not 19. He'll be 19 next month. I'm always rounding forward because I'm like one of those long-term thinkers, right? He says, nobody my age uses Facebook. I said, okay. I send him a Facebook message. He responds. Oh, well, Messenger's different. Okay. Messenger's different. That's fine. Send him a Facebook message. Okay, so look, here it is, ready to go. This is actually Facebook. I'm going to send it. Boom. Sent. Message is done. Now toggle back to Teamzy. Let me just finish logging it. That was a Facebook message. And hit the big blue log connect button. Does anybody think that's how it should log the connect? Yeah, it's easy. So look, now you can see I have a 1 up on my board. Suzanne's next. I'm going to use the same script. It's already on my clipboard. Just paste it again, change the name. Why? Why not change? Why change it? It works great. Easy peasy, right? Copy. Jump over to Facebook. There she is. Look, all I have to put in is SU. That's Facebook knows who my favorite people are. Send message. If you can actually do this. There we go. I told you I'm not a techie. Look, done, sent. Boom, 2 are done. Log it. How easy is this, you guys? Now, people will start responding to you. She showed it really went. People will start responding to you. Don't answer yet. Finish sending all your outgoing messages. Be disciplined until you're done, and then you can have those conversations. But otherwise, you'll get sidetracked. Kathy, same thing. We'll paste the same message in. We'll change the name. You guys see how easy this is? I'm just going to go down the list. Now, if you want to grab a different script, you can. Maybe you've already messaged them 3 months ago, and you're coming up on your list again. Grab the next script. It's cool. They're so simple that they just work. Okay, and then when you're done going down your prospects and you got your goal done, in my case it's 10, whatever your goal is, this blue circle will completely fill up when you're done. Then you go to the next list, customers. Okay, so now I'm going to reach out to Melody. Same thing, I'll go to scripts to get started. You'll find that now Teamzy's pulling up customer-specific scripts. You're doing so great. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on. How are you enjoying the whatever products they have? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. By the way, one of my favorite phrases ever is send me an update. Send me an update. If you have conversations that just fall off the Grand Canyon and die quickly, just use that. I'm great. How are you? Or I'm great. Thanks for asking. And you think it's over. Send me an update. What are you up to? Send me an update. And then people feel like they have to tell you something, which is good. I love this one. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. It's my favorite script. Just checking in to see if there's anything to do to make your day. Boom. You notice what I'm not doing on my reach outs to customers? Dear Melody, did you know your auto ships in 6 days? Would you like to add anything to that order? I know. Somewhere. See, this is what happens with me with corporate is first corporate is offended by what I'm teaching because it's going against stuff they're telling people to do. Then what will happen is 10 or 12 or 15 top leaders will say, my team's blowing up because of this. And then they'll look at it again and go, oh, maybe he's right. Maybe this does work. That's what works. You know, in real estate, they used to pull our microphones when we used to teach relationship marketing. And now it's the primary thing. Okay. So the same thing, we're just going to message our customers. We're going to stay in contact. Guys, just stay in contact with your customers is so key. First of all, if you are in regular contact with your customers, they will order more products. They will stay on their recurring orders longer. It's a fact. Just by being in touch regularly, they will order more. They will also be seeing more of your posts. They'll know when things are on sale. They're going to just know what's happening because they're going to be more connected with you. Make sense? Also, how many of you guys would like some new customers? Okay. Do you know where to get those? I'm going to tell you where to find them. Best place to get a new customer is from a current customer. The best place to get a new customer is from a current customer. Because when somebody has a product that they love, who has at least one customer who loves the products? Okay. That person is telling other people about how they love those products. Guaranteed. Which means if you are in touch with that person, you can be getting introduced to the people they're talking to. If you are not in touch with that person, those people will go Google Plexus and order it from someone else. They might not even get the right products that they need. They certainly won't get your care and love. Make sense? So be in touch with customers. It is as important as prospects. And I talk to people, I especially talk to big leaders who've been doing this for a while, and they're like, man, that's the one thing I regret is I haven't stayed in touch with my customers. It's not too late. Get them in Teamzy. Let's go. Just start connecting with them. Hey, it's been a while since I checked in with you, Melody. How are you? Is there anything I can do to make your day? Boom. It's been 3 years since I ordered you B. I can't believe you left me. No, that's not what they're going to say. They're going to say, oh my gosh, so great to hear from you. Okay. Just do it. All right. So we're going to go down our list with our customers, reaching out to them until this circle turns pink and it's done. Then we go to our ambassadors. We connect with our team. Okay. Having a Facebook group, great idea. Doing live Zoom calls with your team, absolutely. It does not replace a one-on-one connection. Remember what I said? How do you deepen a relationship? By investing time and connecting with people. You don't have to invest a lot of time. Send them a message. Look, we got some great scripts here. Love this. Just a couple simple ones. I'm proud of you. Oh my gosh. Is there anything I can do to make your day? Come on. Okay, a little short story on this. So when we first built Teamzy, basically it was my experience and my partner's experience in coaching people from, dozens of different businesses, but we'd never applied it directly to network marketing, but we knew that people are people and that relationships are where it's at, right? So as we built Teamzy based on this, there was a lot of me having conversations. At the time, we were just in Beachbody with Beachbody coaches, just, who were using it, just asking them, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I'm just going to share the story with you guys because how many of you guys plan to have huge teams? Like massive teams? Okay, good. This is why I want to get you now. So I can have the right heart as you build those big teams. So I was on this, one of the cool perks is that you get this free vacation every year, right? And so we were on this cruise ship. It's like the biggest cruise ship in the world. You guys have probably seen it on TV. It's like unbelievable. And we went, and the whole ship was Beachbody, like completely chartered. And we went to the Caribbean, super cool. So everywhere I go, they're like, there's the Teamzy guy. So I never forget this. I was up on the top deck. The view was amazing. The sun was setting, and I was talking to somebody who was very successful. They were six-figure income person. And we were just talking about Teamzy, and I said, I was aware of who her sponsor was, who her upline was. And it was what in Beachbody we call a superstar diamond. So, like you guys have diamonds too, right? So this would be a diamond this is a diamond who has 15 diamonds underneath them. Does that make sense? And so they're big celebrities. They're like movie stars, right? And so I asked her, I said, so that's pretty cool that she sponsored you herself. I said, do you ever talk to her? She says, well, no, personally, no, not since I signed up, but I can schedule an appointment with her assistant if I need to. I said, oh. I said, well, what would it be, how would you feel if you just suddenly got a text message from her right now? Because this person had just ranked up. It just ranked up like 3 ranks that month, like a huge increase. I said, how would you feel if you got a text message right now from her that just said, hey, I saw that you just went up 3 ranks and I want to let you know I'm really proud of you. It was just a conversation topic. Do you know what happened to this person who's very successful and amazing in her own right? The tears just started coming out. It was like an emotional thaw happened at the thought of that. Like she probably had never thought about how she was missing the relationship with that person, but she was. Does this make sense? This is why this system is called Teamzy and not salesy or leadsy. It's about your team. It's about building family. Does that make sense? So when you have 3 ambassadors on your team, messaging them will be easy. When it gets into the thousands, it will be a little harder to manage, but Teamzy will help you manage it. At least, this is what I tell leaders with huge teams, at least your first level people and your emerging leaders. Get them in the flow. Let them know you're watching what they're doing and you're proud of them. It's huge. Does this make sense? Okay. I feel I'm going a little bit long for you, Suzanne, today, but for some reason you got me fired up. I think it was our conversation yesterday that got me fired up for today. Okay, are you guys seeing Teamzy right now? Okay, great. So now we've gone through our prospects, our customers, we've messaged our ambassadors, and so we're done with those lists. In our example, it was 20 people. That will take you it would take me 15 minutes, but let's say it takes you 30 minutes, okay? To send those messages. Boom, done. 30 minutes, done. Now, all that you have left in your power hour is your follow-ups list, okay? Now, when you get to your follow-ups list, nobody will be there. It's empty. You have to put people on the follow-ups list. Follow-ups are different than connects. Follow-ups are when we're following up on interest, and typically it's after an invite. So let me give you an example. I'm messaging people. I get my 20 messages out, right? And then the responses start coming in. And typically you'll probably get 40 to 50% response rate, right? Which is pretty awesome. So you'll have 8 to 10 conversations going, new ones every day, it's a good overwhelming, don't worry. So out of those conversations, some will fizzle out and some will go on, and some people will be interested in learning more now. So in my example, I messaged Suzanne. She says, oh my gosh, Eric, great to hear from you. And usually, because you guys are active on social media, they'll be aware of what you've been doing in your life, right? And so you'll have 2 emotions happening at once. 1, they're excited for what's happening for you. And 2, they're waiting for you to sell them something, right? So it'll be surprising when you don't ask for anything, when you're just like, hey, how are you? So we're having a conversation, going back and forth. And my goal in the conversation is to ask questions and find out what's going on in Suzanne's life. That's all I want to know. Why? So that I can find a way to help her. Okay. First goal is to make her day. Second goal is to find a way to help her. Can I do it with Plexus? That would be a home run, but not always. However I can help her, I want to help her. And you guys will be amazed how quickly the conversation will go to somebody needs prayer, they need support, they need advice, they need a recommendation. Recommendations all the time. So here's the easiest way to think about how to help people. Okay, I'm giving you guys content. I'm actually building a new training on this, but you guys get it first. Who do you know and what do you know? Who do you know and what do you know? That's how you help people. Who do I know and what do I know that can help this person? Okay, that's it. And find a way to help her. Okay, that's how you invest in the relationship. Now, as you do this, as you give freely of yourself, you will create many more opportunities to receive. Does that make sense? So as I'm talking to her, she's like, wow, this is really interesting. You know, she's telling me about her life. I'm helping her in any way I can. She may say, how about you, Eric? What are you up to? In which case, that's easy. I tell her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. She may not. In which case, I'm still going to tell her. When you're having a conversation with somebody and they give you their full update, isn't it kind of weird if you don't give yours? Yeah. So what are you up to, Eric? Oh my gosh, it's been so great. You know, I don't know if you know, I know it's been forever since we talked, but 3 years now since I left my job. I work from home. It's amazing. I get to be with my kids all the time. It's been the most fulfilling thing. And what I do is I help other people. How do you do that? You know, so you let them know what you're doing and how excited you are. You know, when I was doing Beachbody, I would tell people, you know, I lost 60 pounds and got fit and it changed my life. And now I help other people do the same thing. Oh, wow, that's so cool. People are like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it is actually. And it, you know, and so that's the thing is I'm not trying to say, you know, like Suzanne said, you would be so blessed by this. Not yet. I'm waiting to see, I'm measuring their motivation, seeing how interested they are in learning more. But at the very least, I want them to be part of my mission. I want them to be excited for what I'm doing because I'm planting a seed in their head. In my specific case was helping people lose weight and get healthy. If they came across anyone who needed to lose weight and get healthy, by the way, isn't that almost everybody? It's not even fair in the industry you guys are in. I want them to think of me. Make sense? And we're not even talking about them right now. But Suzanne's like, wow, that's really interesting. And you just stay home. Do you make money doing that? People used to ask me, do you make any money doing that? Yeah. Wow. I go, you know, if you'd like to learn some more about it, Suzanne, We're doing an event tonight on Facebook. You can plug in from home in your pajamas and check it out. Really? Yeah. Yeah, and you can check it out. I mean, I think you'd actually be really good at it, but if you're interested in that, I'll send you the link. Yeah, okay, yeah, send me the link. This is just an example of inviting somebody. Does this make sense? To something. And this might be happening all via text or Facebook message. Sometimes I might jump on a call if I'm connecting with somebody and we're messaging back and forth. I might say, hey, are you able to jump on a call right now? We can connect quicker. Okay, so just so you know, I'm not against the telephone. Or I like Zoom even better than telephone, but people don't want to be called unexpectedly. Don't you hate it when your phone rings? Who hates it when the phone rings unexpectedly? Everybody does. But you can say, if you're already talking, you say, do you want to jump on a call? Or let's connect sometime soon, deeper, type thing. So she's like, sure, send me the link. Great. So I'm now sending her a link. She's going to go to a virtual event tonight and learn more about the business. How do I do this in Teamzy? She's not on my dashboard, so I need to look her up in this lookup bar. I just put in a couple letters of her name. She comes up. Click on that. That takes me to her full contact record on the team page, right? I click this connect button to open the box up. And right here on the bottom left, it says invite. Do you guys see that menu? Now I'm going to take it off the default connect and put it on, what should I call that? An opportunity call. Let's call it an opportunity call, okay? And I'll say it was a virtual call. Great. And I just sent her the link, virtual call link, let's say, that I'm sending her, and it's logged. Now notice Teamzy automatically set a follow-up for 2 days from now so that I make sure I follow up on this invite. Pretty cool, right? So now you can change that, by the way, to anything you want, but 2 days is good. So let's hit log connect. Boom. So what I'm going to tell Suzanne is great. I just sent you the link. Check it out. I'll connect with you. I'll follow up with you and see if you have any questions. She says, great, thanks, Eric. Boom, done. Now notice she's got a follow-up set. When I go to my dashboard, now Suzanne is moved over to my follow-ups list. There she is, due on Saturday. Okay? As I invite people, I log it and I put them on my follow-ups list. So my power hour is connecting with prospects, customers, ambassadors, and then going down and following up with everyone on my follow-ups list. Now, this is where it's super easy and where nobody can fall through the cracks, okay? I'm going to show you how to do a follow-up in Teamzy, and I'm going to teach you actually how to follow up like a pro. Do I have time for that, Suzanne? You want me to do it for them, right? All right. Let's just do it. I know I'm going late. So when I get to Suzanne, I click on her to do my follow-up. I'm going to do it just like a regular connect. I'm going to click on scripts. I'm going to go to Facebook because that's how I'm going to follow up with her. And look at this. I have my 10 follow-ups in here in order numbered for you. Seriously, you guys. You don't have to think. Follow-up number 1. Look at, you see them in there? Follow-up. All numbered for you. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay. I'm going to copy that script. We're going to do exactly like we did before. Change the name. Okay, ready to go. She's still up on my page. Look at that. It's great. We'll send her that message. Boom. There, I've followed up. I've sent her a follow-up. I'm going to log it in Teamzy. Now, make sure you set the next follow-up so she stays on your list. I'll put it in 2 days again, okay? Logged. She's on my list again 2 days from now. You can see that I've got a follow-up log right there, and my invite that I did was logged up there too. Now, this is really important. Got to make sure you keep her on the follow-ups list, keep following up with her. How many of you guys have ever heard the fortunes in the follow-up? Okay, let's just get real for a second here. I'm going to give you guys a statistic you may have heard, but if you haven't, you need to write this down. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Have you guys heard that before? Real quick, show of hands, who follows up 10 times typically on a lead? Anyone? Got a couple. We got a couple of people. Okay, good. Those of you who didn't raise your hands, is it just because you don't have Teamzy, or is it because you're worried about being annoying? It's the annoying thing, isn't it? Yeah, you don't want to be annoying. It's okay. But here's the thing I want you to know. How many of you I'm going to give you a mindset shift on following up, and I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. Who's up for that? I'm going to teach you how to do it so you can follow up 10 times and people will thank you profusely for doing it and you'll never be annoying. Okay? It's simple. But first, how many of you truly believe that you can help change people's lives through their health and wealth with this program? And that's why you're here. Okay. And how many of you truly believe these products are amazing and that once they get their hands on them, their life will be different? Okay. So don't be offended when I tell you the truth, which is the products you're selling are irrelevant. Why do I say that? Because 80% of the people that you have the opportunity to help will not purchase those products, and those products will never help them because you're not following up enough. So here's what I want you guys to know. If you love people and want to help them, the only thing you can do to help is follow up more. This is why the principle I want you to write down right now and never forget is this: following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. You got to change your mindset on this. Failing to follow up communicates, I don't care about you. So which side do you want to be on? Think about a time when somebody failed to follow up with you and you thought, I guess they don't care. Right? You never thought of it that way though, did you? You were like, I don't want to bug them. I don't want to pester them. When you come at this with the right heart, first of all, people get that. When I tell Suzanne, I'll connect with you and see if you have any questions, she knows already that I mean that. I want her to know that every time I follow up, I'm keeping my word to her. That's how I build trust with her. Does this make sense? And that's why people thank me for following up, and they will thank you for following up. But first, I'm going to give you the 2 principles so that you won't be annoying. You ready? Suzanne, am I over-delivering? All right, I'll keep going. Number 1 is this: do not ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Okay? Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask them to complete their purchase. Don't ask them to RSVP for your event, even though you really want them to. Don't ask them to do anything. That's annoying. How many times have you gotten a message that says, Jen, it's Eric. Can you call me back, please? I need to ask you something. It's like, why didn't you just ask me? Just send me in a text. Like, what are you doing to me? Oh my gosh. So don't ask them to do anything. Okay. Remember how you said you wanted to join my Plexus team? Would you like to do that already? They know why you're messaging them. You don't need to tell them that. Okay. Don't ask them to do anything. Second principle. I want your message to be short, and it needs to be in texted out format. I need to be able to see it on my screen as a notification. Look at, there they are. I need to read this as a notification. Why? Because I am not going to open your message. Why don't I want to open your message? Because I'm too busy to answer it right now. How many of you guys do that? I'm too busy to answer it right now, and I don't want to look like a big jerk who read your message and didn't answer it, so I need to be able to see it on the lock screen of my phone. Okay? Here's the thing. You guys are like, but I want them to open it and answer it. Forget it. They're not going to. All you want them to do is see it. Okay? You just want them to see it. Do not leave a voicemail. That is A+. You get the trophy for being annoying on a voicemail. Make my phone ring, make me ignore it, feel guilty for ignoring it, and then 30 seconds later see that a voicemail came up. Now I got to go listen to the voicemail when you could have just sent me a nice message. Does this make sense to you guys? The best message is Facebook message, second best is text for follow-up. Okay? If you're following up with email, you may as well be putting a letter in a bottle and throwing it into the ocean. Okay? That might be a little extreme, but it's pretty close. Email is great for sharing information. Hey, Suzanne, I'm messaging you right now, and I'm gonna send you an email right now with all the links that you need to complete your purchases. I'm sending you some information on Slim, I'm sending you, a video, a great video test. I'm sending you information via email, and I'm texting you or messaging you and telling you to open that email and read it. That's different. Make sense? Okay. So don't ask them to do anything, and keep it short and sweet in a texted format. That will keep you from being annoying. Now, you guys saw that message, how it filled those rules. Now look at these messages real quick. So the way you do this in here, I'm gonna open it up for Q&A in a second, because I've been teaching too long now. It's time to just answer your questions and send you on your way, right? So when I get to my follow-ups list the next time, well, wait a second. That is not Plexus. Hold on a second. I have too many versions open on my computer. I'm like, wait a second. I recognize the name. She's a superstar Beachbody coach. There we go. Okay. When I get to my follow-ups list and I get to Suzanne again, I'm going to go to my scripts. I'm going to get Facebook follow-up number 2. Hi, Suzanne, just making sure you got my message, and check and see if you have any questions. So a couple days later, I'll send her this one. Hi, Suzanne, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Next day, a couple days later, I'll send her this one. Hi, Jane, or hi, Suzanne, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Simple. Do you guys get the point? I'm communicating the heart. I'm showing her that I care, just like I said I would, that I want to help her. Number 5, hi, Suzanne, I hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. Why is that written that way? Because I absolutely know for certain that no one was going to respond to your first 4. 95% of the world will not respond to the first 4. And you guys are sitting there going, what is wrong with this woman? What a jerk. She doesn't respect my time. She told me she was interested. Now she's blowing me off. People say, oh, my people are ghosting me. I'm like, well, how many times have you followed up? Twice. You just need to understand that people are busy. People have stuff going on. And there's a subconscious mechanism that's keeping them from responding because subconsciously they see you as a threatening change in their life. You have to keep connecting with them. You have to keep connecting with them. You have to keep showing them that you're there, that you care, that you're lighthearted. And every time they see that little message pop on their phone, for a split second, they reconnect to the hope and the excitement they had talking to you about the business opportunity. And they feel cared for by you, and then it's gone. Those little split seconds of emotion add up and build trust. And what will happen is around 5 or 6, they will apologize for not responding. And you'll get the message that says, thank you so much. Suzanne, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. I'm so sorry. You're amazing, by the way. But I'm so sorry that I haven't responded. My life's been crazy. First, the baby threw up on the dog. And then, I broke my toe. And then, whatever. I'm just thinking of things that have happened in my house recently. That would keep you from answering a message. It was dinner time. What were you thinking? Messaging me at dinner time, whatever. This will happen. Look at what number 6 is, because I know this is where it happens. Hi, Suzanne. I know you are excited about getting started, and I promise to be here to help you along the way. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're just reiterating your heart at about number 6. Okay, so does this make sense? How many of you guys now will raise your hand and say, yeah, I can do 10? Keep them on your follow-ups list. Always set the next follow-up so they're always on your follow-ups list. Your power hour looks like this: outgoing messages to prospects, customers, ambassadors, and follow-ups. And you're done. You just do it every day, consistently. Okay? Every day, consistently. You'll be going through your list. A lot of people won't be interested. You'll just be connecting with them every few months. They'll be getting warmer. They'll be joining your army of advocates. And then some people will be interested. You invite them, put them on your follow-ups list. If you're doing 20 a day, like my example, and actually getting to 3 invites a day, which it might take you about a month of doing this actively before you get to 3 invites a day. That's 15 interested people a month, a week. Think about that. Is that crazy? So, yeah, you get the idea. So what happens when Suzanne joins my team? How do I finish her off in the system? Let me show you that, and we'll do questions. Here we go. We're going to look her up. I'm going to log the sale by clicking that sale button. We keep it real simple. Welcome back. That means she joined my team, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to click other. She bought something. Great. I'll save it. Now, what I would do is tag the products that she bought, okay, so that I know. I would tag all her products. Okay. So now what I'm going to do on member type is I'm just going to click on ambassador. That moves her to my team, and then personally sponsored. Done. Now I've taken her from prospect, connecting, making her day, listening, finding ways to help her, to sharing what I do and why I'm passionate about it, inviting her to learn more, following up. Now she's on my team. I'll build the relationship as an ambassador. How many of you guys think you could do that? Pretty simple, right? Okay. All right. I know I've been teaching for a long time. Let's take some questions. Okay. If you have a question, just unmute your microphone, little microphone icon. It's actually over there. And then ask away.
Hey, I've got a question. Okay, so with the follow-ups that you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10 or however many you had, how often will you be following up? Like, do you kind of space it further and further apart? You know, you don't do every 2 days, obviously, because then it's like harassing them. But do you just kind of play it person to person?
Yeah, it's, Suzanne calls it an art. I don't know if it's an art as much as you just got to trust your gut on it. Typically, this is what I would do, and it's not exactly the same with each person, right? But I would follow up the first 3 days after they did something, boom, 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 like 3 days in a row, while they're hot. And then I might back it off to every few days, and then I might back it off to every, it might be every couple days, and it might be every 4 days, then it might be a week later. Right.
Gotcha.
Just every time I send an invite, I just say, when will I follow up again? And I set it so that I can't miss it. Does that make sense?
If you constantly get like the ghost who doesn't respond, and you have like 10 messages there, do you just kind of say, okay, she's going on my follow up every couple months list then, or that kind of thing?
Yeah. So what I would do in that situation, these are good questions. Wow, I very rarely get that one asked on this first call. If I followed up 10 times and they haven't responded to me, you can do a couple things. You can take them off your follow-ups list and just put them back in your Teamzy flow, right? Depending on their star rank, they'll come up whenever they come up. I would probably follow up in 30 days though. Now, okay. Let me explain why. Most people, I wouldn't say that everybody converts in 10 follow-ups. A lot of people take a few months. Now, customers convert. Someone who just wants to buy products, they will convert pretty easily on the follow-up process. But somebody who's thinking about being an ambassador, sometimes it will take longer. Okay? And so that's why I would, after going through that whole process where I'm demonstrating my care, I'm demonstrating my consistency, I would follow up again in 30 days, give them a little breathing time and connect them again. And often the best team members took 2 or 3 months. Sometimes even longer, sometimes a year. Just, you stay in touch with them.
More than that. I've had people join me after inquiring and then 2 years later,
But here's the thing that's really important, guys. So I want everyone to listen to this. You guys who have been doing this a while will know this is true because you've experienced it. Everyone else, maybe this is the first time you're hearing it. But those people that you got interested but didn't convert, somebody else will convert them if you let them go. You will find them on someone else's team and you'll be all, excuse the phrase, butthurt over it because you invested in them, but you put them back out to sea and let somebody else grab them and they were right there. Okay, so keep them on your list. Don't let them fall through the cracks. Stay in touch with them. Does that make sense? And share with them. So, okay, a couple things too. With the way I learned this from a top person. I had an event every single month that I filled towards, and what I did was I did a Facebook group. It was a challenge group, 30-day challenge group. Very similar idea that my boot camps are now because they work so great. And so anybody who bought a product kit from me that month would get to be in the challenge group, and they would have accountability, inspiration. They would have a program to follow for 30 days. It was a value add, and you didn't get it for free. Make sense? You got to be my friend. We got to be in contact, and you could ask me anything privately, but you didn't get to be in this group unless you joined. So what I would do often is I would share, and this is something you guys can apply, is for those people who didn't convert, when you reconnect in a month, hey, it's been a while since I checked in. How are you? And in the conversation, I would share a success story of somebody that did make the commitment when they were supposed to and had success. Hey, I'm getting ready to fill this month's group that I'll be working with. And, last month's group was so much fun. One of the gals in the group had amazing results, and I'm sure the story. That feeling of like, man, I missed that. It's huge, It's like, man, if I could go back and do it. Well, look, and I would love to help you the same way. So I always found that was really effective, was just continue loving them, not pushing them, being present for them, and then sharing legitimate success stories of people who did step up and who did make a change and who did yield the benefits. Does that make sense? And it's a great way to just kind of keep going. And then you use them as your example on your team calls. Like, Sherry took 2 years to join, and look at her now. So don't give up on people. Does that make sense? But it is crushing when you see somebody on someone else's team that you worked on. It's like, but you have to take responsibility ultimately if you dropped them. Make sense? Okay.
I have to just say that one of the greatest things about being in the boot camp with Eric and Mike is that you get years of their experience coaching you for $300, basically, a little under $300 for 12 weeks.
It's too cheap.
I mean, I'm not kidding when I say how valuable. If you got some value from this, I mean, yeah, he's talked a long time. I think that's why he needed to talk. You need to see the kind of value you're going to get. This is what he does. He pours into the people in that boot camp. And notice that we're not talking about team building. We're not talking about working on attrition and retention and duplication and all that business. I mean, those are great topics. But 50% of what we do is personal recruiting, building relationships, and getting that funnel full. And if we can't do that ourselves on a consistent basis and keep that going, how in the world are we going to teach that to our teams? Yeah. We can't just turn around and tell them to do it and not be doing it effectively. So I think it is the number one most important thing that we are doing is to learn how to effectively build relationships and to recruit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm so grateful because, Eric, that's what you focus on.
So let me give you guys a couple action steps real quick. And before I take any more questions, I forgot to do this. So you've got a couple action steps. First, go get your 30-day free trial. Okay, that's a no-brainer. Go get your 30-day free trial. The second action step is get a success partner to do the 30-day trial with you. Okay, sideline, downline, upline, I don't care. It's somebody who wants to run with you for 30 days. Do this. Let's do this together. Every day when you've completed your dashboard goals for the day, whatever your goals may be, maybe they're not 20. Doesn't matter. When you've got your goals done, take a screenshot and send it over to your partner. Okay? Because what will happen is without the success partner, you'll do Teamzy once or twice a week. With the success partner, you'll be 4 or 5 times a week because you'll get that dumb text message, which makes you mad. And you got to get off your butt and go grab your phone and send your messages. Okay. By the way, you can do all this on your phone. I didn't show it to you guys, but you can do it. You can do it once you've set it up. You can do it all on your phone. So you don't need a desktop to be doing all your Teamzy stuff. So that's your third action step is do my 5-day challenge. Okay. 5-day challenge. In 5 days in a row, you have to do 5 days in a row. I want you to connect with 20 people a day. Okay, and it can be any mix of prospects, customers, and ambassadors. 20 people a day connecting with just to make their day for 5 straight days. I want you to feel the momentum you can create in 5 days. It's huge. It'll be overwhelming in a good way. How many of you guys are looking forward to being overwhelmed by your pipeline and the conversations you're having? You will be. And some of you may even complain to me about it and say, Eric, how do I manage this? And I'll say, remember before we talked what it was like? Remember those crickets that weren't overwhelming you? So this is good. Being overwhelmed with love and connecting with people is good. So those are the action steps, okay? Get your 30-day free trial. Get a success partner to do it with you and do a 5-day challenge, 100 people in 5 days. Got it? How many of you guys are up for those? Okay, good. After your free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 a month for ongoing subscription. It's one sale. You make one sale in your free trial, recurring sale, and it's paid for. Okay, so don't worry about that. As Suzanne mentioned, it's a write-off. It's all good. You need to invest in your business. You invest where you can save time and make money. That's what you invest in. Okay. If you fall in love with Teamzy and you want to do a year in advance, it's $299.88 for the whole year. You end up getting 12 months for the price of 10. Okay. What else did you want me to talk about? Boot camp. I'm not here to pitch boot camp, but my boot camp is coming up. We do it once a quarter. It's coming up third week of September. We'll be opening it up for registration. Okay, third week of September. If you get into a free trial now, you'll be on my email list, and there's no way you can miss it because I'm going to email you 3 times a day for 10 straight days. I'm sorry, because I know you're not going to read them all. So please don't get overwhelmed. If that drives you nuts, just delete them. It's okay, but you're going to hear a lot from me because it's important to me. Boot camp is a labor of love, and I know that if I can get you in boot camp, I can really make an impact in your life, in your business. And so I'm not afraid to tell people over and over that. It is very inexpensive. I wanted to price it at $3,000. My partner's got me all the way down to $297, which is fine. It's all good. You'll get that value the first 3 days, and then if you blow off boot camp, some people do, you'll have received your value. Okay. But boot camp's coming up. You'll hear about that. Again, you can't buy it now anyways. We open registration for 7 days, once a quarter. And you have to get in there and get it then. And then otherwise you wait 4 months to the next one. But it is 12 weeks and we're in there every day. We have a private Facebook group. You have access to my partner, Mike Lopez, and I every day. You can message us. You can comment in there. We're in there. We're in there helping people. So hopefully that was all helpful to you guys. We've got a passion for this. Obviously, the system, we want it to be simple and easy for you to use, to connect with people. We want it to be easy for you to duplicate with your teams. But ultimately, we want to teach you guys how to be lovers of people, how to build a business based on service. And you guys will enjoy that so much more. So let me take one more question, and then I'll send you guys on your way. Does anyone else have a question you were burning to ask? See, I made it so easy. I had you guys out the door.
I can think of another one.
I was going to say, Eric, I've got a testimonial for you if you want it.
Okay, great. Oh, hi. I didn't even see you were on this call.
How are you? I'm actually on vacation. One of these days I'll do a call with you and I'll actually be at home. So I signed up for my free trial on June 19th. By the end of June, I had signed up enough customers for 3 months for Teamzy, and had the sales that if I just put that there, it was going to cover Teamzy for 3 months. By the time I had to make my decision, you had put out the thing about the current boot camp. And so first thing I did when I saw it, because Suzanne's the one that told me about it, I sent a thing to Suzanne, hey, tell me about boot camp. How'd you like it? And she said, oh my God, it's amazing. And on that, I said, okay, Faith, let's jump in and do it. By the time I got to the end of July, so I'm like 5-6 weeks in, I've made the leaderboard and I've made more than enough to cover a year for Teamzy, this boot camp, and I have enough set aside for the next boot camp as well.
Awesome.
Because I'm hooked. I'm getting to be me in my business, and we're 3.5 years in, and it was just like, okay, I can't do this go for no anymore. I can't do these blast out messages. It was so not me. And so I'm loving it. And I am so proud of myself because today I finally figured out using the phone, because I'm like a computer girl. I want the computer. I want to be able to click back and forth. And I did my entire power hour on my phone in 17 minutes this morning on vacation. So
that's so great.
I love, 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 love that you had this call tonight, so that for the next week when I'm sitting on a cruise ship, I will be able to do my power hour every single day and not think twice about it. So thank you so much, Eric.
Oh, that's so awesome. Thanks for sharing. I didn't even realize you were on the call because it says Thad and I didn't see your name in there, but that's so cool. I know we've got a couple. Hey, how's it going?
There is a guy here.
Yeah, it's all good.
We've got a man.
That's really cool. I'm excited to hear that you're getting those results. That's what it's all about for me. And that's neat. It's funny because I see Sean Grubb's face on here. Sean, do you not have a camera today? Are you there? I know I see you. I see you commenting, so I know you're here. Funny story about Sean. Somehow I accidentally added her to the bootcamp group last quarter. You know how you have a Facebook group and it says people that you may want to add because they have friends in common or whatever? You know, that shows up. I must have clicked it by accident. And she was just in the group for a couple of days watching the interaction and the leaders and people talking. And then she messaged me and said, I don't think I'm supposed to be in this group. And I said, what? She's like, I haven't purchased boot camp. And I said, oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe I accidentally clicked you in there. She goes, but I would like to. So she jumped in about a week late into our boot camp last quarter, and it was a lot of fun. So it was kind of funny. Yeah, just kind of accidentally.
Thanks so much, Eric. You've really changed a lot for our team. And Anita Rudder is my mom. So she's my sponsor. And she is just coming to life with this new way to handle our contacts.
That's great. So there she is. There's her voice. It's great. We want to get her to sing. Okay, well, thank you. And I'm glad to hear that too. All right, I know it's getting late, so let me send you guys on your way. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Eric. My gosh.
I will send you the link in the morning so you can have the playback for the rest of the team who wasn't able to be live with us. Hopefully we will send this training video virally through the Plexus.
Let's do that. Let's do that. That
we're ready.
Beautiful idea.
Yep.
I think Plexus needs to realize what an incredible thing this is. I think really, you know, I just can't wait for Plexus to discover this.
Well,
thanks so much, Suzanne.
Somebody's sharing their screen. It's all good. So, okay, there we go. Got rid of it. Thank you guys for having me. Again, have a great night. I'm excited to have you guys as part of our Teamzy family. God bless you. Have a great night, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.